Welcome back to On the Throttle. I'm your host, Randy Zemnick, and today we're diving into how dealers are thriving in uncertainty. Argo's acquisition of Arctic Cat, the 2026 Beta Alp, cultivating a fun culture at your shop, and brake maintenance tips. Hi everybody, I'm Randy Zemnick for Motorcycle and Power Sports News. And it seems in the last few months, every industry in America has been thrown into turmoil over the ever-changing tariffs President Trump is enacting. The power sports industry is bracing for impact too, but all the news is not all doom and gloom. Let's stay positive by looking at Vision AST's recently released Q1 2025 benchmark report, which provides a comprehensive look at the performance of power sports dealerships across both variable operations and fixed ops. This report, based on live data from Vision AST's platform, gives dealers a powerful tool to measure their performance against industry peers. While the broader industry may be facing uncertainty and doom and gloom, the data tells a different story for dealers who stay focused on their own operations. F&I profitability is at an all-time high, and the dealers who prioritize ongoing training and team development are seeing measurable results. According to the report, here are some trends worth noting. As far as Q1 variable operations go, F&I per vehicle revenue increased for the fifth straight quarter. Sales gross decreased $16.81 per deal over Q4 2024, while F&I gross increased $64.75 per deal over Q4 2024. Product index and product per deal has continued to increase for the past 6 quarters, 0.57 to 0.74. The average bank reserve increased to $354.89 for the highest recorded in Vision AST history. Finance penetration is also the highest recorded in Vision AST history at 53%. The previous high was 51% in Q3 of 2024. This explains the increase in total bank reserve. In terms of Q1 fixed operations, per billable flat rate hour increased $2.26 over the prior quarter. Effective labor rate has significantly increased since last quarter, up $5.26 at $125.08. Hours per repair order is down significantly since last year, with Q1 of 2024 averaging 3.35 hours and Q1 of 2025 averaging 2.63. Now is a great time to check your dealership stats against the industry benchmark. Speaking of once uncertain futures, Arctic Cat dealers can now rest easier knowing that Argo, the brand known for its extreme terrain vehicles, has acquired the snowmobile and side-by-side manufacturer. Argo CEO Brad Darling, a former Arctic Cat executive who had a 17-year tenure at the company, will continue to lead both brands while leaning on potential synergies shared with the off-road segment. However, each brand will be owned and operated separately. MPN reached out to Argo for more details, but the company is holding off on all interviews until August. So be sure to stay tuned to our website and newsletter as well as social media as we follow up on that story. In other news from OEMs, after 25 years of being sold in Europe, the Beta Alp Mini adventure bikes are finally making their way to the US for the 2026 model year. MPN editor Megan Cusack caught up with Tim Pilge, president of Beta USA, to learn more about Beta USA's new venture into this market.
Well, you're right. It's been over there for more than 25 years now in different forms and different engine configurations. The reason we didn't sell it in the US is because it had Suzuki's DR350 engine in it. And we had an agreement with US Suzuki for many years not to sell it in the USA. So that was the main reason why it never sold in the USA. Today, however, it has a different engine power plant, so we're able to, with the new model, market it in the USA. That was the reason for it.
You can view the rest of the interview on MPN's YouTube channel or website. Looking to inspire fun and creativity in your dealership? Well, you don't have to be selling the newest vehicles to do so. According to MPN contributor Mark Smith, on your staff, you need to have what he calls spark plugs. People who, when they come into the room, impart energy and joy to all who are there, as opposed to those who bring joy when they leave the room. Those are the ones you don't want. You should amaze your customers with a level of service they've never seen before. Go the extra mile. Make them glad when they come to your store, not the one down the street. Keep the encounters light and fun. Answer their questions with energy and humor. No one wants to deal with a salesperson who makes every encounter a gloomy, overly serious experience. This doesn't mean your sales staff has to be stand-up comedians, but Smith argues you can make ordering parts much less difficult than it already is. There's always a way to relate to the customer in an entertaining way and get the message across without being too pushy. However, it's all too easy to extinguish these spark plugs if you dampen their energy. So be sure to form an environment where the staff can be creative and energetic. For more guidance on inspiring a spark plug staff, check out the rest of this article on our website. Just as spark plug staff are essential to the workings of your dealership, so too are brakes for power sports vehicles, and their maintenance is just as important. While the fundamental principles of hydraulic braking systems have remained the same over time, advancements in technology such as anti-lock brakes, linked braking, and proportioning valves require technicians to stay up to date with service requirements and techniques. MPN contributor Steve Noble notes that street motorcycle brakes are particularly vulnerable to heat-related issues. Excessive heat can lead to brake fade, fluid degradation, and rotor warping, especially with frequent use. On the other hand, off-road vehicles face unique braking challenges, particularly in muddy or sandy environments. Mud and grit can accelerate brake pad wear, sometimes necessitating replacement before reaching the manufacturer's minimum thickness. Customers may resist early replacement, so it's important to educate them on the risks of reduced braking efficiency and potential rotor damage. That's a wrap on this week's On the Throttle. You can check out the full stories of these highlights and more on motorcyclepowersportsnews.com. Be sure to like and subscribe and get notified when the next episode drops. Thanks for watching.